Welcome to Sunday, everybody.
Yeah, it's really late. It's like 11:20, and Chris needs to take me home soon, but we're putting away dinner because we ate late. We ate around 10 or 10:30. Kitchen's a bit of a mess, excuse me, but yeah,
we watched the rest of Howl's Moving Castle while we ate. Earlier when we got back from church, I was just working on cleaning up the kitchen. It didn't last for very long, and then started working on editing a video, which I still haven't finished yet, because after that we made tikka masala and then started watching Howl's Moving Castle. We finished it finally. We started it last weekend.
What were your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I'm not sure what to think of the story changes, other than I think I like them. I'm not sure if I like this better or worse than the book. Like, I really like the aesthetic of this one a lot, and I liked all the characters. I feel like I understand why everyone loves this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty gorgeous, and it's got lots of really beautiful music, and Calcifer is the greatest character ever in the history of ever. Overall, I liked it though. Probably about the same as much as the book, just differently.
So you gave it 4 stars, the book, by the way.
Yeah, and I don't know, I really like this movie a lot. Maybe I did like it better than the book.
He hasn't read the book in a long time, so
I did read the book last year.
he didn't remember most of the things that were happening.
Yeah.
That were different.
It would have been easier if the second 2 books, if the second one and the third one, followed like the same story-ish kind of thing. Like if they kept going with the story and like reminded me of things, but they're so completely different that like I don't even remember a lot of what happened in the first book, because I've read it over a year ago at this point.
Almost a year ago.
Yeah. Well, either way, I really liked it and enjoyed it quite a bit. A little bit sad that I didn't get to watch the Oscars tonight. I've done it the past 2 years, ever since I joined Book 2. The Oscars happened like a month after I joined Book 2 in 2014, and I live tweeted it with a bunch of other booktubers, and it was awesome. And then last year I did the same thing, live tweeted it with a bunch of people on BookTube as well. And this year I don't have a way to watch it. The live stream doesn't work where we are. I did get to watch like the opening monologue from Chris Rock, like on a YouTube stream that got cut off due to copyright infringement, like right after that opening monologue. And the opening monologue was funny. Really liked it a lot. But I didn't get to live tweet anything, and I don't really care about a lot of the movies that are in it this year. Last year and the year before that I really cared. I had a lot of movies that I really liked. This year my 2 favorite movies were Star Wars and The Martian. I know neither of those are going to win anything, so not that big of a deal for me.
Rewatching Howl's Moving Castle this time around was really weird. I watched it before I read the book. I probably watched it when I was 13 for the first time, and then I read the book when I was 15 for the first time. And I've seen the movie more times than I've read the book, obviously. And I think I've read the book 4 or 5 times at this point. I'm not sure. And the movie I've probably seen a little bit more than that, like maybe 6 or 7. I'd watch it every couple years or so with my friends who were really in love with Ghibli films and grew up watching them, and so they introduced them to me when I was 13, when we became really good friends, because my mom didn't like me watching anime ever when I was growing up. It was like forbidden in my house, and so my first exposure to anime was when I was 13 and 14 by 2 different friends. Well, technically 3 different friends, but 2 of them were sisters, so it was like the same thing. They were like both showing them to me at the same time. So I don't know, I really love this movie, and I think it's really beautiful and gorgeous, but at the same, and I like it would be confusing and I think difficult to fit all the stuff in the book into this movie, because although it's not very long, there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of story points, and there's a lot of things that it's just like if you leave it out, anything out, it pretty much destroys the plot. And so I can understand why they would make these changes, but at the same time, it's not the same as the book. So it's like I really love them both, but separately, but I do love the book more. At first, I liked the movie more the first time I read the book, but the more I read the book, the more I just love it, because I just love Diana Wynne Jones and like everything she does. I don't know. I just like, I felt more disconnected to the movie than I ever have before while watching it, but it was still really good, and I still really enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, I suggest it, but do not expect the same thing as the book. And the book is amazing. They're just different, and that's the thing. It's like the first maybe half is pretty similar, and then the end is just completely different, and it's kind of ridiculous. So there's not that much else that happened today. I did teach in church, and it was a pretty boring lesson. Usually I can make lessons more interesting, or I have ideas of what to do to exactly what I want to write on the board or present to people or whatever. And this one was basically just like have the class read all these scriptures and then ask them questions about it. And like it was kind of boring, so that's the only thing. And there were only like 7 people in there today or something. It was like nobody was in there, and it was kind of really ridiculous. Like almost everyone was gone. I just have to touch on really quickly, I've been listening to The Benefactress by Elizabeth von Arnim, and it is so funny. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it so far. Elizabeth von Arnim is just so, she's so humorous. I absolutely love everything about it. I love the way she's writing the characters and the way they're acting and reacting to things, and just the way she writes stuff is just so like snarky. I kind of adore it. This is really strange, but it almost gives me like Frances Hodgson Burnett feels a little bit, but like adult. I don't know if that makes sense, but just the way she like tells things sometimes just makes me think of that a little bit. And then of course I love Enchanted April, so I just have to touch on that I'm only on chapter 6 or 7, and I'm already like in love with it, and I can't wait to finish it. I guess I'm about a fourth of the way through the book, I think, and yeah, I'll let you guys know more about it as I read it, but it's just so good. Oh my gosh. Also, today my Ella Enchanted review came out, and I want to talk about that as well because I usually watch my videos like while I'm editing them, obviously, and then I'll watch them over a couple times just because I want to remember what I've said and stuff like that. But I filmed that video, and since I've uploaded it a couple days ago and then finally posted it today, I've watched it like 3 times probably, because I just really like the points that I make in it, and like that's so strange for me. I don't usually go back and watch the movie multiple times. It's like maybe 6 months or a year after I post the video, then I'll go watch it again and like see like what I think of it and how stuff has changed. But like I love this review. I honestly think this might be my favorite video that I've ever posted on my channel. If it's not my favorite, then it's definitely in my top like 3 favorite. I utterly love this book. I just think it's amazing, and I think it's so great for people of any age, and I feel like people of any age can learn from it and grow from it. And I don't know, I have a non-spoilery section at the beginning and then a spoilery section at the end, and I did that so I could get out all my feelings, and there's still a few more things that I wish I could said and could have added in, but I completely ad-libbed the whole video, and I'm just so happy with how it turned out. So if you haven't read it, I'd suggest go giving the first like, I don't know, 4 minutes or 5 minutes of that video up until the spoilers. Just go give it a shot. Go watch it really quickly and see if it's something that you do want to watch. But I just completely love this book and just recommend it. It's so wonderful, and I'm really happy with how my video turned out. Usually I'm just like, oh yeah, I like this video that I've made, and I'm not totally in love with them, but like I really love this video that I've made, and that is a very rare thing to happen. And so I'm thoroughly pleased, and I kind of want to go watch it again because I don't know, I've never liked a video of mine this much before. I've never been this like drawn to one of my own videos before. So I think it's just because I have such an intense love for this book that just hearing anyone talk about it makes me happy. And I've already gotten some really positive comments on the video about how much other people love it as well, and that makes me super happy. So anyway, I just wanted to say that came out today, and I'm super happy about it. And Chris edited it. Thank you so much. You're the best.
I love it too. It was really good. Really good video. I'm really glad I read the book so I could watch all the spoiler bits.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have let him edit it.
I'm headed over to Giselle in the morning, like right after working out and getting ready and stuff before work. I'm going to go over and set her up to start doing her first Let's Play. Yeah. So that'll be fun. So we got to get going so we can do that. Get her home and get some sleep before we do that. So that's it for today. I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.